Morning, everyone. What is today? Today is, what is today? That calendar can't be right. I have that it's the 15th. It's the 10th. It is the 10th of December already. And apparently it feels like a Monday morning today as I am waking up. Hello. I'm Stephanie, and I am here for your 10th day of Bookish Yoga with a book recommendation and a 25 to 30-minute yoga practice as we have been doing all month. For those of you new here, welcome. I am so glad you are here. I'm Stephanie. I am the host of the Get Literate podcast, as well as Kidlit Love, and I explore all things reading, writing, and wellness. How does reading and writing help us lead a life we want to live? How does it lead to better wellness? And how does it lead to better creativity? So what are 24 days of Bookish Yoga and what is it about? Every day I share something I feel really good at, which is book recommendations with you. I have a festive holiday calendar with a book recommendation for every day of the month. And I share each one here on the YouTube channel. If you'd like that calendar, the link to it is in the show notes. And then I also do something that I am learning to be better at, which is yoga. As part of my research on the restorative power of reading and writing, I became a 200-hour certified yoga teacher. And this is my way of jumping into the deep end and practicing and figuring out how to teach by actually doing. So today's book recommendation is a fun one. It is called The Matzo Ball. And The Matzo Ball is about Rachel. Rachel is a nice Jewish girl with a secret. That secret is that she loves Christmas. She loves Christmas. And not only does she love Christmas, but she is a secret Christmas romance novelist, right? A little unexpected and surprising. She just loves the magic of it. She just feels that there's something about Christmas that has been missing from her life. But her publisher thinks that she needs to broaden her reach and write a novel, write a romance, write a holiday book about a different aspect, right? The part of herself that she has not been putting out in her romance novels, right? She needs to write a romance novel about Hanukkah. And so in order to do that, she's trying to go all in, and she thinks that the matzo ball, which is this wonderful celebration, will help her figure out how to embrace that spirit and bring it into her books. Of course, when she's there, she meets her old arch enemy, and who knows what happens as she tries to get her groove back for Hanukkah, and maybe a little love interest as well. It's such a fun book, and I purposely filled the calendar, and I fill my own reading life with books about characters who are different than me, who celebrate different holidays, who have a different religion, who live in a different part of the world. This really amazing research into reading that revolves around our mirror neurons, the mirror neurons in our brain. And here's basically the short of it. When we read books, neurons fire in our brain as if what we are reading is happening to us. Now, not at the same level and intensity, but it's there. So if we are reading books that aren't what we typically read, that are about people who are different than us, people who live in different locations than us, who are experiencing different things than us, we can build our empathy by reading those books and having those aspects of our brain fire. It's fascinating research. I talk more about it in my restorative reading course, but it's important to read books that feel good and that we love and that offer us a different way of thinking too. Okay, off my reading soapbox. Today's practice is a low to the ground practice that you could do every single morning for the rest of your life and feel amazing. Now, before I do that, I'm going to do something I haven't done in a while, and I want you to know about it too. I love my essential oil yoga spray. I've got a couple of different flavors. Is that the right word? That I use. And it just kind of cleans up the mat. They're all essential oils. And they come, well, they don't come. I make them. I'm sure someone could make them. I make them myself. And you could always put one with a little Christmas flavors. Awesome. It smells so good when you spray your mat with those essential oils. It just enhances the entire experience. So if you've been practicing with me and you haven't treated yourself to this, maybe you grab one and you buy one, or maybe you make one. I can link to the one I make that I learned from Yoga with Adrienne, who is just my favorite. Okay, so let's settle in. We're doing a lot of talking, even though I'm super stuffy again. Let's settle in and do Sukhasana or easy seat or crisscross applesauce. Just kind of rub your hands up and down your thighs to ground yourself here in the present moment. And breathe. Breathe at your own pace. Let's start to deepen our breaths. Let's settle in. Your hands become still on your knees, nice tall spine. Deep breaths in and out. Let's take one more deep breath together. And out. All right, one more deep breath in, arms up. And as you exhale, go ahead and lower your right arm to the mat and pull your left arm up and over into a little side bend. As I mentioned, this practice you can do every single morning. You can shorten it, you can lengthen it. I did this every morning for almost a month until I varied it because I loved it. Nice deep breath in, arms up. Deep breath out, and let's shift to the other side. So it was inspired by Brett Larkin, who is a wonderful somatic yoga teacher. And I've pretty much taken her routine and added some things to it that feel good for me. And I encourage you to do the same in this practice as well. Deep breath in. And lower your hands to your heart. Well, let's get right into tabletop. So I mentioned we're going to stay low to the mat today. See where you can best see me here. Okay, in tabletop, let's ground ourselves. Oh, the mat smells so good. We've got our hands on the mat, fingers spread nice and wide. Tent them up a little bit to support your wrists. Knees over your hips. Pull up that core just a bit. Don't sink into the shoulders, but push out of your hands to square them up into a nice tabletop position. Now we're going to do cat-cow here, but we're going to do it in a continuous movement sort of way. So as you take a deep breath in, you arch your back and look up. We're not going to stay there for long. We're going to go right into our counter stretch with our back arched. Right, so just move with the breath. Here, deep breath in and out. Doesn't have to be too deep. We're practicing today with just something to wake up the body and do every single morning to feel good. Now, as you do this cat-cow, I want you to add movement to it that feels good to you. So maybe you're arching, and then as you lean back, maybe you lean back a little bit, right? And then you go forward and you arch and round. Okay, so just for a couple of breaths here, do whatever cat-cow feels really nice for you. I feel this in my shoulders and my neck the most today. I did not sleep well. I had a Great Dane who would not leave me alone, and a golden doodle who slept on my legs. All right, let's do one more cat-cow in whatever way feels good to you. And then come back to center. So now I'm just going to recenter myself a little bit in the mat. I want you to take your right leg and just bring it up. There's no flows. Well, there's no big flows today. I want you to take your hands so that they're on either side of your foot. So we're in a low lunge. Knee down, taking it easy this morning. Nice deep breath, shoulders back, proud chest. Feel that in your hip flexor on the left side, perhaps in your hips on the right, your back. And now what we're going to do here is pull ourselves back as we straighten our right leg and pull our toes to our nose like this. Oh, that feels so good. And we're not going to stay here long. We're going to move. Okay, so we're going to go back and forth in a low lunge, proud chest. Roll it all the way back. Straight leg, toes up. I just have my fingertips tented on the mat here, if you can see. I'm going to have to change my placement to make sure you can see my whole mat. So just at your own breath, taking breaths in as we move forward into our pose, and then breaths out as we pull back, round our back, and flip our toes up. I love this one. It just feels like you can get a little bit deeper every time. It feels good all over. Let's come back to the top of your mat. Now we're going to put our left hand down flat for a little bit of support. Take your right hand and pull it to the inside of your right leg. And then just heel toe your leg out a little bit so it's wider. And breathe. Do you feel that shift? You sink. You sink into your right hip flexor more. You feel it into that right hip and inner thigh more. And we're going to repeat the same thing. Okay, so up on our fingertips and then pull back, straighten that right leg, pull those toes up. So same movement, but it allows you to get just a little bit deeper because now our right leg is wider. Remember, breathe in as you come to the top of your mat. Breathe out as you round your back and sink down. Breathe in and out. Breathe in and out. Now, as you breathe out, stay here for a minute, toes up. This is a move I learned from Brett Larkin that I thought, why have I never known about this? So I want you to take your right foot, take those toes, and I want you to just circle your foot at the ankle in the same direction. Doesn't matter which one. Doesn't that feel so good? I thought, why haven't I been doing this forever and ever? So we're going to circle in 5 circles one way. And now let's reverse 5 circles the other way. It feels good in the hamstring. I could feel it in my ankle and my foot. Let's do 2 more rolls. Back to top, nice and still. Deep breath. And as you exhale, bring that leg back. Coming back for a second, just sit on your toes. Feel that stretch in your toes. Right? Maybe you roll your wrists a little bit. Circle your arms, your shoulders. Nice deep breath in. And as you breathe out, back to tabletop. Okay, let's set up again. Nice posture in tabletop here. Pressing our hands into the mat, shoulders away from our ears, tent those fingers. And go ahead and take your left leg and bring it on up. When you bring it on up, you want one hand on either side of your leg. Keep your right knee down this time. And a nice proud stance. Bring those shoulders down, open up that chest. Feel the stretch where you feel it. Maybe your hip flexor, maybe your hip, maybe your inner thigh, maybe your back. Breathe. All right, next deep breath in. On your exhale, shift it on back, just like we did on the other side. Round your back, toes to your nose, at least in the direction of them. And breathe back in and come on back and look up. Let's do it again. Do this at your own pace. Maybe you want to go really slow today. Maybe you've got more energy. You want to go a little faster. Don't go too fast though. Or maybe as you do this, you find a place that feels a little sticky and you just want to stay there for a moment longer. That's good. That's all you. Breathe in on the way up. Breathe out on the way back. Breathe in. Let's come back one more time. Make this one good. And breathe out. All right, so we're going to come back up to the top. Set that right arm down for stability. Left arm comes to the inside of the leg, and we heel toe it out a little bit wider. Let's repeat. Deep breath in, proud chest. Feel that stretch in a new way. And then pull it on back. So same movement here. But because our leg is in a slightly wider position, we feel it in a different place. Really round that back, that spine. Drop your neck down on the way back. Come on up, open-hearted. And again. Back up. And back. Let's do one more. Up. And back. And now remember, we're going to hold here. And we're going to do those so good circles of the ankle. Do 5 in each direction. You pick whichever direction you start in. And reverse. I love this stretch. Nice deep breath in. And out. And go ahead and come back to tabletop. Back on those toes. Roll those wrists. Maybe just shake out the fingers if you've had your fingers tented for a while. That can be hard on them. I'm feeling them. All right, let's come into a down dog. Pedal those feet. First down dog of the day. Always feels good. Might feel a little tight. You can pedal at a steady pace like this. Or maybe you push one ankle or one heel down and hold. And push the other down and hold. Go ahead and put both ankles down, and we're going to come on forward into plank. Push those hips up and back to downward dog. So we're just going to go, I forgot I have a bigger shirt on today. I want to tuck this in. We're just going to go back and forth from downward dog up and over to plank. Downward dog up and over to plank. One more. Downward dog. Really set those heels back. And back to plank. Let's come back to tabletop. Reset. When you get there, raise that right arm up high into the air. Deep breath. And we're going to thread the needle. Put your arm under your left arm. And your ear comes to the mat. Your hand can move up a little bit and outside the mat for more support. Breathe into this. Let your body just sink. The more you let go internally, the bigger the stretch, the deeper the stretch you feel. If you'd like a deeper stretch, this left arm can come up and around the back and just lightly touch your right thigh. Breathe. Deep breaths. And out. Remember that audible breath, so good in the morning. One more deep breath. And out. If you are in a bind, go ahead and unbind yourself. Left hand comes to the mat. Up we go, back into tabletop. Let's move to the other side. Left arm comes up. Nice deep breath here. Feel the stretch. On your exhale, loop it all the way through under your arm. And now your left ear comes to the mat. Arm can come up and out. Breathe into it. If you want a deeper stretch, this right arm can loop back into a bind and touch the top of your left leg. Deep breath here. One more breath. Alrighty, undo your bind there. Hand back to the mat, back to tabletop, and go ahead and sit back on your ankles. We're going to change position. So I'm going to face you, and I want you to come into a one leg, wide leg. So this would be our 2-leg, wide leg position on the mat. I want you to fold your left leg in. So your right leg is outstretched, out straight. Your toes are up. Your left leg is tucked into your hips, and you're nice and tall. All right. So we're going to take a deep breath in. And as you exhale, we're going to go ahead and take that left arm, bend it at the elbow, use your right arm to pull that elbow back into a nice tricep stretch. Keep yourself nice and straight. Feel the weight of your legs grounding into the mat. Keep those toes pulled up. A little grounding action there. And breathe. So good if you sit at a desk all day. Take that left hand and widen your fingers and see if you can just spread it across your back. You'll feel it in a little bit deeper spot in that left tricep. Go ahead and push your head back a teeny bit and really feel it. Breathe. All right, now we're going to take both of our hands and we're going to put them behind our head. And we're going to tilt to the left and look up. So we're looking up in the direction of our bent knee. And as we twist and turn down to our straight leg, we're going to roll our back and curve over and down over that straight leg. And we're going to come back up, twist up, and do it again. So nice soft movement. Really just roll that back, let that spine curve, and come up. So we got some nice twisting, some nice movement for the low back, and down. Let's do one or two more. We're exhaling on the fold over. One more. Inhale up. Now this time as you twist over that straight leg, go ahead and drop your hands to the mat. Stay in that twisted position and breathe. Now we're not worried about a straight back here. We really do want to fold over it and let our shoulders go. Because in the morning, we like that low back stretch. Now, you might not be as far as I am. That's okay. It's just the intention of that pose. Feeling it where we want to feel it, wherever that edge is good for you. Nice deep breath in. Exhale it all the way out. And then slowly inch yourself back up. Switch legs. Right leg comes in, bent into your hips. Left leg is straight, left toes are up. Ground your legs down, really feel that. Deep breath in, arms overhead. This time as you exhale, the right elbow will bend and the left hand will clasp that elbow and pull back into a tricep stretch. Breathe, keep that spine nice and straight. See if you can feel yourself just let go of your legs and let them melt even more into the mat, keeping those toes up. Breathe. Widen the fingers on that right arm, that right hand. See if you can stretch it across and down the back just a little bit more, and let your head help you out. Push your hand, push your arm back just a little bit. Breathe. As you exhale, both hands come to the back of your head. We're going to tilt now up to the right over that bent knee. And as you exhale, twist to the left and fold over, round your back to that straight leg. And let's move. Move at your own pace here. This side might feel different than the other. It's normal. On your way up, breathe in as you look up. Breathe out over your leg. Breathe in, look up. Breathe out over your leg. Breathe in, look up. And this time, as we breathe out and fold over, we're going to go ahead and let our arms fall to the mat. Keep yourself in that twisted position. Round your back, round your neck. Again, we're not after a straight back here for the back of the leg. We want to round it over to get that back stretch this morning. Keep breathing. Deep breath in. And let it all go out. All right, slowly push yourself back up. We are going to pull our knees out in front of us. Support yourself with your hands behind you. They could be straight, facing your ankles, or they could be out to the sides if that's easier for your wrist. Get a little bit of space in them. And we're just going to windshield wiper our legs. We're going to keep going with that low back, that low side of the back. Keep a nice proud chest here. Just back and forth. Now as you come to the top, go ahead and quiet your legs. And we're going to take the right leg and we're going to fold it as if we are kind of crossing our legs, sitting down into a figure 4 stretch. So your ankle, your right ankle is on top of your left leg, right? Your ankle bone's a little bit off, so you're kind of in that upper bone, I would say, of your ankle. And just twist. Now you can bring your knee up as far as you want it if you are flexible, or you could put it out if that's a little too much for you this morning. And just shift. I love this stretch. I just love the movement of this stretch because I feel like it can get so much deeper. Maybe go a little bit more to left to right each side. Let's come back to center. Okay, and let's switch. Left leg comes up and crosses over for a figure 4. So again, you're crossed at the ankle, but your ankle is a little bit off of your leg. So you're not pushing your ankle bone into your leg. It's your leg is sitting right above it. It's a little bit more comfortable. And just rock. Rock at your own place. Stay where it feels tight. I'm going to stay here for just a second. I always feel that on the left side. Rock. Let's do one more. Oh, favorite one. All right. Go ahead and release that forward fold. We're going to come into cobbler's pose. Just 2 more poses today. So in cobbler's pose, we've got the inner soles of our feet pressed together. We're sitting up nice and tall. Our hands can grab our toes to help push that back up nice and straight and give a little bit of resistance. We're just going to take a couple of deep breaths here and feel this shape. Deep breath in and out. Deep breath in and out. From cobbler, let's come back into Sukhasana, easy seat. Deep breath in, arms overhead. And as you take a deep breath out, fold over your easy seat. And lean over, elbows, forearms to the ground. And let your neck hang. Deep breath here. One more deep breath in. And out. Push yourself back up. Let's switch the crossing of our legs to the one that doesn't feel quite so natural. Deep breath in. And lean it over. Deep breath out. Back to those forearms. And let your head and back go. Deep breath in. And out. One last deep breath in. And out. Back up to Sukhasana. I'm going to switch mine into the one that feels really good. One last deep breath in. And out, hands to heart. It's a yummy morning practice, isn't it? I hope that you feel that everywhere, that you feel good, you feel looser, you feel ready for the day. And remember, our book for today is The Matzo Ball by Jean Meltzer. And I didn't mention something that I love about Jean's books that is evident in this book as well, which is her main characters struggle, grapple with, live with a chronic illness. And there's a lot of us out there that struggle with chronic illness, whether that's an autoimmune disease or something else. It's real and it's hard. And her characters face those realities in a very real way. There's no sugarcoating because it's a fun holiday book. It's real, but it's also positive and powerful to have that kind of role model on the pages of a book. So I didn't want to forget to mention that to you. Thank you so much for watching day 10 of our 24 days of bookish yoga. I hope you loved this low to the mat practice and you check out A Matzo Ball by Jean Meltzer. Bye everyone. Thank you.